I've now owned this air fryer for a little over 6 months and figured I'd make a review on it. I've made a wide variety of things so far and feel I have a good understanding of how it cooks. I'm going to start off by reviewing the construction of the air fryer. So let's take a look at this basket first. Initially it looked, just fine. But I couldn't really find anything to use it for other than French fries. I guess you could put some nuts or grains or something in here. I don't know. I've only used it for French fries. So the issue I have with this thing is it's actually a little difficult to open and then close. It's very snug, which I guess could be a good thing too, but when this thing is hot and you're wearing like gloves, it's very hard to actually open this. And then another thing I don't like is the opening. So if this is full of French fries, it's hard to get your hand in here again, especially if you have a glove to grab it. So you have to dump it out, and when you do, they always get caught on this lip. So you're sitting there like shaking it until everything comes out. And it's just a minor inconvenience. I think I would much rather have it if they had something that would, open like this. And then we have the shish kebab contraption. I'm not sure what you actually call it. This actually works out fairly well. It took me a little while to figure out how to put the skewers in. You're supposed to slide the end in one hole, and then you just, I guess, clamp it down inside this little groove like that. There isn't much room from the skewer to the bottom tray. Between here and here, 2 1/4 inches. Between here and here, about 1 1/4 inches. So whatever you put here, you can't put a big piece. You can't put a big piece. You can only put a little piece. So as you can see in this video, I created some shish kebabs and they were rubbing as well, and it also kind of messed up the rotation. And then I also had a chicken I put in here. Now it was a little bit larger, it's about 6 pounds, but good luck finding a 4-pound chicken. So the next thing to look at is the rotisserie spit rods and spikes. You would think it would be fairly easy, but it doesn't slide in too well because it is using a square hole and spit. You have to align it perfectly to get in there, and you can see I'm somewhat struggling here even without any food on it. When you're trying to push it into something like a piece of chicken, it gets out of alignment very easy, and it just makes it very difficult to put on. The air fryer comes with 5 trays, and I've had absolutely no issues with these. They cleaned up very well. Let's take a look at this tool. This is the fetch tool you use to put in here and grab, and it works fine. The issue that I have, this may just be me, is the shape is so odd. I don't have a good place to store it that doesn't like cause problems with anything else, so I don't use this. I just go in and grab it with the silicone gloves and pull it out myself. The door does come off, so if you have to stick your hands in the oven, you won't get burned as easy. The problem with this door is the glass. If you spill anything like I did, this grease, it went inside the glass, and there is no way to take it out or clean it other than taking the glass out. So I noticed something about 4 months after using this is a lot of the steam was coming out the side, and it is somewhat discoloring the side to give it like a yellowish hue to it. So I think over time it's probably going to get much worse. So I wanted to point out, when you cook things in the front right here cook faster than the things in the back. Also, right around this area cooks the fastest out of everything. So if you want to even cook, don't put things here in this corner. So Look at this weeble wobble. It's just not very good. The gears are very loose. What that tells me is one or two things. The gears are probably, you know, they probably have a lot of gap in it, so they wobble like this. Whereas if they're tight, there would be no wobble in the gear. Or it's using some type of, I don't know, lever or pulley system instead of actual gears, and it sounds like it's made out of plastic. It just doesn't feel very solid. So this is going to be a point of failure sometime in the life of this. So see, that's the grate. I'll see that light back there in the corner. I'm trying to get a flashlight on it. See how dirty that is? That's not easy to clean. All this plastic is pretty easy to clean. And then the grate itself is not that easy to clean. I will say there is a fan directly above. You can't really see it. On the other side of that heating coil. That, depending how it's built, I won't know unless I take it apart, which I'm not going to do. Chances are that's going to be the #1 point of failure with this appliance. Probably the bearing in that fan, as it gets hot, that grease isn't going to hold up, and it's going to eventually fail. It's very close to the heating coil. And then the #2 thing that's probably going to fail is the rotisserie gears. So one thing that kind of annoys me, but I don't really like mark it down, is the power button is illuminated. That means it's using power when it's powered off. I don't know, it just seems to me it's using power it doesn't need to use. Then you have a lot of these presets. So majority of these presets are not usable. You have to, it's good for a starting point, and then you change it as needed. Problem that I really hate about this, oops, how do I turn this off? Well, this is one issue. When you hit the off button, you gotta wait like 5 seconds. You have to wait 15 seconds for it to actually turn off. Really annoying. Another annoyance is this beep. You know, modern day appliances now have like chimes. Even my refrigerator and dishwasher, they now have chimes. I don't know, I just find it annoying. So let me go back up. So you can only set the minutes to 60 and it won't go any higher. That's it. That's, you know, when I was doing my ribs, that was annoying because I cook it for hours. Another problem, temperature. Temperature will only go to 400. Not very good if you want to like sear something. It's just not hot enough. Hot enough to cook, but not hot enough for searing. And the #1 problem with the air fryer is the plastic. So I don't know what type of plastic this is, but you can smell it when it's cooking. It has that like electronic smell to it, and in a couple cases I could even taste it in the food. It was only with very subtle foods such as donuts and even the french fries I tasted it. This video went a little bit longer than I intended to. So I'm just going to end it here. This would be part 1. I'm going to make a part 2 to cover how it actually cooks and some of the things that I've cooked with it.